Well, hey friends, and welcome to another home project video. Today we're going to be making over our dining room. And ever since we moved into our home just over a year ago, we've been slowly going room by room and updating them to inject personality and character into them. When we first bought our house, it was a new build home, which on one hand we loved because it was a blank canvas that we could do anything with. But at the same time, new build homes can be a bit boring, which in our case, I'd say is pretty true, especially when it comes to our dining room. And so for the past year, we've had a lovely set of table and chairs in here, a couple plants, and not much else. But today, we're going to change that. I want to transform this room into a cozy, mid-century inspired space with some fun vintage elements thrown in too. Really though, my vision is just to create a warm and inviting room that we can invite friends into and make memories in. So that's the plan, and I'm so excited to get started. As we do though, I wanted to say a quick thank you to Ruggable for partnering with me on today's video. We'll chat more about them in a bit, but now let's begin. So in planning what I wanted to do in our dining room, one of the first things that I knew I wanted to add was a taller cabinet in the corner that would help serve as a focal point and just visually draw the eye upward. So let me tell you, a few weeks ago when I found this gorgeous vintage bar cabinet on Facebook Marketplace for only $200, I could barely contain my excitement. It's the perfect fit for the space, it adds so much character, and the color and style are exactly what I was looking for. And to date, this is one of my all-time favorite Facebook Marketplace finds. But then next, another big thing that I knew that I wanted to add in here was curtains. This room has always felt a bit cold, a bit standoffish to me, and I wanted to change that. So I picked out some neutral linen textured curtains that I'm really hoping will help soften up and just add a cozy texture and element to the space. So as with most home projects, I've recruited Christopher to help me set those up. He's so much better at those detail-oriented things than I am. So let's get this set up now. So I think you hang it, I kind of like it right there where it's hanging like just above the trim, like the 1/4 inch. I actually really like that. It looks so good. Okay, so while Christopher does some measurements and hangs up the brackets over there, I'm going to be over here. I've got the curtains, got my iron, and I just want to take out as many creases as possible from these so that they look great when hung up. Okay, curtain rods are all up. It's time to hang these things. So I'm just obsessed with these curtains. They add that perfect, warm, inviting touch to the room that I hope they would. So cozy. But now that we've got the cabinet in, the curtains up, the last big thing that I want to do in this room before moving on to the decor, the styling, is to put in a new rug, which I've got right here beside me. And putting a rug here in the dining room is something that I kind of went back and forth with for a while. On one hand, I knew it would really add this cozy element to the room, really add definition to the space, but at the same time, I was afraid that it would get dirty. After all, we do Eaton here. That is, until I discovered Ruggable's washable rugs. And when I first learned about them, I just immediately knew that was what I needed. Not only are their rugs machine washable, but they're also spill and stain resistant. Exactly what I was looking for. So I picked out the Syrah Hazel rug, which is this gorgeous, kind of warm-toned, vintage-inspired rug, and I'm so excited to see what it looks like in this room. So let's unbox this thing and set it up. And the setup for this was super easy. I just started by removing the table and chairs, then got out the rug. Now, these are made a bit differently than your typical rug. It comes with two parts, the rug pad and the rug cover. So I just started by laying out the rug pad and getting that into the position that I wanted. Then I lined up the rug cover on top and slowly started unfurling it. Then I just went over it once more to smooth out the surface and moved all the furniture back into place. Okay, wow, I could not be happier with how this rug looks in the room. The neutral oranges and reds work perfectly with some of the other decor that we already have in the room. The color of the rug matches perfectly with the curtains. When I ordered this rug, I thought it would be good in my head, but honestly, it's even better than I imagined. So I'm just absolutely thrilled. I really love what it adds to the space, and if you're interested in adding a beautiful washable rug to your own home, I definitely recommend checking out Rugable. Just click on the link in the description box below to check them out, and when you do, don't forget to use the code AshlynneEaton10 at checkout for 10% off. Okay, but now with all of the bigger pieces in place, it's time to move on to the fun stuff, the decor. This is where it's all going to really start coming together. So over the past few weeks, I've been gathering and collecting a few pieces that I want to display in here. Let me give you a little preview. So you've got some plants, a few books, some greenery, some vases. I especially love this one right here. A few picture frames and prints from our trip to Italy last year. And a few candles. Oh, and then I also wanted to fill up the bar cabinet, and we don't have too much to put in there, but I do have some wines, some wine glasses, and I figured that would be the perfect home for those. So that's the plan, and it's time to start decorating. My thought is we can start with the bar cabinet and go from there. So with our bar cabinet, I wasn't lying when I said I didn't have much to put in here. I think I had like 4 wines and wine glasses total. I put in what I had, and I'd love to begin building out this area over time. Something that I've been thinking about doing recently is investing in some more statement wine glasses and other drinking glasses. And I'm kind of tempted to now, especially that they're going to be on display going forward. Then with the inside of the bar cabinet all filled out, I decided to move on to repotting the mini monstera that I wanted to put on top. This plant is one of my absolute favorites. It's really been thriving in our house, and it had outgrown its previous pot. So the other day when I was at our local plant store, I picked out this beautiful new one for it. And I love the sandstone color and fluting on it. It's really one of those minimal but very elegant pieces. And I have to say, my mini monstera looks amazing in this thing. I definitely think that the larger vase kind of suits it better. Then the last couple things that I added just to kind of round out this space was a couple of books and a candle. So aesthetically, one change that I did want to make in here was to swap out our recycling can. We've been using this black plastic bin for I think 4 or 5 years now, and honestly, it just doesn't match with the rest of the room. So I decided to order an identical trash can to the one behind me so that aesthetically they would match. And I also got these stickers, which haven't arrived yet, but I'm really excited for. It's just a little trash and recycling sticker, so we'll be able to tell them apart. But it is going to be a massive improvement over this little black bin. Once I'd swapped out our recycling bin, I turned my attention to the other corner in this space that I felt like needed some love. I recently got an amazing deal on this massive bird of paradise plant, so I put that in the corner, and then I started prepping a few pictures to go above it. Whenever I'm decorating, I always love trying to find ways to personalize this space, and I thought that incorporating some pictures from our recent travels would accomplish just that. Then last but not least, I didn't want to leave our table bare, so I decided to fill up this vase with some olive branches, cutting them down to size. Okay, well, we are all done, and can I just say, wow. We have taken this room from something that was completely forgettable to now one of my favorite rooms in our entire house. I am so thrilled with how everything turned out, and it really is everything that I hoped that it would be and more. So as a reminder, here's what our dining room looked like before. Okay, so here's what we have to work with. We've got a table, some chairs, a couple of plants, but not much else. And this is what it looks like now. Okay, so here's the full tour. On the table right here, we have a beautiful vase with some olive branches in it and a candle. I believe this is birch and amber is the scent of the candle. It smells amazing. Over on the side here, we have the recycling bin that we added. The curtains over here look lovely. They add a very dreamy quality to the room, and I love the gold rods. Then we have the rug on the floor that we put in, and I love how it just ties the whole space together. And in this corner, we have the bar cabinet with a vase of pampas grass off to the side. I love how this piece really helps to draw the eye upward and add some height to the space. Then on top, we just have a couple books, a candle, and my mini monstera, which is one of my favorite plants. I love how it really is a statement plant and kind of takes over the space up there. Then finally in this corner, I believe this is a large banana leaf plant, and this woven basket really does pair perfectly with it. And then above it, we just have two pictures, and these are both images that I took during our trip to Italy last year. This bottom one is of a random field we came across in Tuscany, and this top one I took in the town of Pienza. I think it'll be really fun to be able to come into our dining room and just be able to be reminded of an incredible trip. So here's one final look at the room, and I have to say I'm just obsessed. So that's it. Thank you all so much for coming along for this dining room makeover. I really just can't wait to start entertaining and making memories in this room. Now, I'd love to know what was your favorite part of this makeover. I'd love to hear about it, so be sure to let me know in the comments below. And before I go, don't forget that if you want to get 10% off at Ruggable, just check out the link in the description box below and use the code AshlynneEaton10 at checkout. And as always, don't forget to give this video a like if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!